Hi, thanks for tuning in to this clip. It's about your alcohol and drug use, some important questions for you. And it's been designed to help you think, well, where am I with my alcohol or drug use and what do I want to do? So today we'll be putting 8 questions to you to help you think, what do I want? What do I need regarding my alcohol or drug use? Now, you could be looking at this clip for a whole lot of different reasons. Maybe you've been thinking to yourself, I've got to do something about it, and you've been searching the internet and you found it. Somebody might have suggested, well, it might be helpful if you look at this. Somebody might have told you you should look at it, and maybe you're looking at it with a bit of an attitude. Well, whatever you do, try to look at these questions with an open mind and be honest with yourself. The only person this is here for is you. So, who am I? My name's Ed Sipler, and I work for the Southeastern Trust's Addiction Service here in Northern Ireland. Now, I've been working for the trust and working with people with addiction problems for over 25 years. So I've worked with thousands of people. And the same questions I'm going to put to you today, I put to a lot of people. They found them helpful. So it's my hope they'll help you too. So let's begin. And again, I'll repeat the important thing. You decide after we explore things, you might want to write down your answers. You might want to think about it, but it's up to you entirely what you do with it. Now, when anybody thinks of change, and thinking about a change in alcohol or drug use is no different. To be unsure, to be what we call ambivalent. You feel two ways about it. Part of you might want to, part of you might be recognizing this is doing me no favors, it's doing me more harm than good, but then you're holding on to what you like about it. And people could be on a bit of a fence with it. That's a normal part of change. I hope these questions we're going to put to you helps you step away from that and make a decision that's right for you. So the first question, when you drink or use drugs, what do you expect it to do for you? That's raising a similar question. Well, what do you like about it? The fun, the excitement, the social side of it. Does it help you relax? Does it help you cope? Do you use it to celebrate? Loads of people have reasons that they find the alcohol or drugs work for them. So the question I want to put to you today, you might have started to drink or use drugs for those reasons, and it might have given it to you for a while. Now, is it working for you? Are you getting what you expect in the long run from your drinking or drug taking? The second question I want to put to you, when you drink or use drugs, what happens? And we all have memories of positive memories of drinking or drug taking, and they call it euphoric recall. We tend to remember the good, but it's a reality often very different from those memories we hold. So I'd like you to take a look at these 2 short clips. What it starts out with is not what it ends up with, that loss of control. See if you can relate to this.
How about we get you out of those wet clothes and into a dry martini? I buy wet clothes and dry martini.
Those 2 short clips raises that question. When we drink or take other drugs, do we lose control? Do we use far more than we intend to? We call that, when it moves to a problem area, compulsion. People have trouble stopping. They intend to have one, they have 21. Now, if that loss of control happens, do you do things you regret? Do you feel rough afterwards? Does it take you away from those priorities and things you hold as very important? Only you can answer that. And when you think about your alcohol and drug use, what other problems does it cause? Mental, physical, emotional, work-wise, legal problems. Have you ever been injured? Have you ever got into rows or arguments that you regret, afterwards, as it meant you ended up in casualty? Those type of problems, does it affect your mental health? relationships? What problems would I like to avoid? And making a change can help you do that. And similar to other problems, how does it affect people close to me? Now, there's no question excessive alcohol and drug use rips families apart. If you're a parent, what you think your children see if you're drunk or high, or even the aftermath if you're hungover or the day after, what they see is completely different from what you think they see. It can be affecting your kids in the long term, quite adversely. That's why we call it hidden harm, because we often don't see it. So is it taking you away from being the kind of brother, sister, mother, father, son, daughter, grandparent that you want to be? These questions all seem to be connected. How does my drinking or drug taking fit into my values, my goals, my priorities? Does it take me a step away from what's important to me, and particularly your values? Now, for anybody, if you want to look at your values, there's a really good exercise. If you go to Google and you Google values sort exercise, William Miller. It's a really good exercise. It has 93 values. You cut them up into little cards, make 3 piles. Very important, important, or not important. And where you put them is entirely up to you, because your values are entirely up to you. But that's the easy bit, sorting them into those 3 piles. The hard of it, then you take your very important values and you pick your top 10. You know, to put them in order, just what are my most important values? And then the question I want you to think about, what does my drinking or drug taking do to those very important values? Now, all the things we're thinking about, what do I like about it? What does it give me what I like? What problems does it cause? How does it move me away or toward my values? I'd like you to think about those. And on a scale of 1 to 10, how important is it for you to make a change with your alcohol or drug use? Now, 1's the lowest, 10's the highest. What number would you put on that scale? Now, I'd like you to think about this. Take the number you put, and let's just say, for argument's sake, you put a 6. Well, why a 6 and not a 2? Would you think about that for a minute for me? Even if you put it at 10, which is telling me you really want to make a change, why a 10 and not a 2? And if you did put it in the middle of the scale, what would help it or make it move one more number up? Do you have to wait for these problems to get worse before you make a change? And you can do the exact same scale looking at your confidence to change. On a scale of 1 to 10, how confident are you that you can make the changes you decide to on that scale of 1 to 10? And the problem with not being confident, if we're not confident about change, we tend to run the risk of talking ourselves out of it. So think about the things you've done in your life where you've made up your mind that you have done it. Think about how you did it. What support did you get to achieve those goals? You can apply the same skills to this if you choose to. Now, one of the final questions, will I cut down or stop? Now, if you noticed, we haven't used words like addiction or dependence, because whether drinking or drug use has moved from use to problem use into the realm of addiction, well, that might take assessment. That might take you thinking about it. And there are screening tools you can get that can give you a little nudge. Well, where is my drinking or drug taking? And I'll come back to that in a minute. That might take you talking to somebody to decide, well, how's my drinking or drug taking reached that really problematic level? But you would know, even if you've lost control, maybe I need to do something about it. Now, the challenge of trying to cut down, and we'll say this, that in itself can be difficult because you're trying to control, a behavior when you're taking a drug that affects your judgment. It can be challenging. It's hard work. Also, if you are thinking about cutting down, we do encourage people to stay off it for a good while, let your body get back to normal. But if you've developed an addiction or more serious problems, it might be useful to think about stopping altogether. So what are you going to do with all this? Now, it's your choice. Do you keep doing what you're doing, not make a change with your alcohol and drug use? That's your call. Do you talk to someone? Do you seek help? Where do I go for that help? Is there self-help material, things work I can do in my own pace, my own speed at home? Yeah, there is. Could I make changes on my own? Yeah, of course. People do all the time. You decide what level you want or you need. That's up to you. Now, if you are looking help, we're here in Northern Ireland, so I can point you to support here. If you lived elsewhere in the world, you're looking at this clip, it'd be helpful to look on the internet. Where do I get help locally? Type in where you are for my alcohol and drug use, and it will steer you in that direction. There's 2 websites that has self-help material that you can look at anywhere in the world. www.alcoholanduni.com has a wealth of information to help you stand back, look at your drinking. It has a self-help workbook you can download. It also has a self-help online version of that workbook that you can work through in your own pace. There's a similar website for cannabis, www.cannabisandU.ia, that you can download a workbook or work online at your own pace through a self-help at your own pace. Now, if you do need medical help, reach out for it, because if your drinking or drug taking has reached a point that you're experiencing with withdrawal, that can be dangerous. So really encourage you to seek medical help either through your GP or hospital if you can't get through your GP. If you want immediate help, well, consider reaching out to Alcoholics Anonymous or Narcotics Anonymous, a fellowship of men and women that are supporting each other to not drink or use drugs. Good thing about AA and NA, you don't need a referral. There's no waiting list. All you got to do is walk into a room. They've helped thousands of people worldwide. In Northern Ireland, if you're looking for support, you're looking for somebody you can talk to, the website www.drugsandalcoholni.info has directory of alcohol and drug services across all 5 trust areas. Now, the good thing about Northern Ireland, I think, is a real plus. All 5 trusts have the same services, just different providers. So they have services for young people, intensive support for families, and early intervention work for people that are struggling at making a change, and more intensive support for people who might need help at a more medical or psychological level. And we do have residential treatment that people can access. So those services are there. And I think the important thing that keep in mind, that help is there if you reach out for it. So to finish up, you decide from those questions, what was useful for you? You decide, well, what do I want to do with this? But whatever you decide, we do wish you well. Thank you very much for taking the time to watch this clip. And like I said, it's up to you what you do with it, but we do wish you well. Thank you.